let's start with Admiral Aokiji. Admiral Aokiji, his fruit is the ice fruit. So he's a Logia type devil fruit, and he can turn into the ice. And we might he might be awakened. And the reason why we say he might be awakened because in a legendary battle against Inu to decide who is going to become the fleet admiral, because Saint Goku left the marine, he left his position of fleet admiral because the man was very stressed because he just got into a huge war between Whitebeard and the Yonko, and Saint Goku have no marine for quite a long time. So man want to take a break, man want to chill, and that's what he done. At the end of the day, he said, you know what, the new boys can take over. So he did say, someone need to take over, and he was saying, like his first person that he wanted to be admiral was Admiral. Sorry, to be fleet admiral was Admiral Aokiji. He wanted Aokiji to be the fleet admiral, but then Akainu had a problem against that. Then they had to fight to decide who is going to be the fleet admiral. Who is Akainu the won the fight, and he became fleet admiral. But Aokiji, and the reason why I say he might be awakened because in the legendary battle for 7 days straight, so he got a good endurance. The fact that he fought against Akainu means he had the love of like their food, and he is a perfect match to fight Aokiji, and he must have good ability to fight for 7 days straight against a very strong character like Inu. But anyways, when they fought, they literally turned the landscape into half ice and half lava, half hot. Because like Inu is lava, Aokiji is ice. So they literally turned an island into a landscape. They turned the island into a whole different place. They changed the weather, they sense the chemics of the island, they sense everything about it. And Akinu winning, but but that's why we're saying Akizi might be awakened because he had to fight a Deathroot user that is literally the perfect measure against his Deathroot, and the fact that he had to fight against this person for 7 days, and this person wasn't, a very weak person, he was a very strong person because he's a free admiral at the moment, and he was boxing against a Whitebeard and all of that stuff. So we can say Akinu is a high, very top tier character, and the fact that Akizu could keep up with him for 7 days and massing his energy, massing his power with a weaker, not a weaker Deathroot, but when you have those two Deathroot fight against each other, the Ice Deathroot will be weaker in that situation. But he was on his own. Even though he was fighting, he was holding his own for 7 days, he still lost. And in the fight, he lost an arm and he lost a leg. So that's so the birdie, the fact, not the birdie, but endurance. The fact that he could last 7 days, losing two limbs, and probably still fighting, it shows the ability, it shows endurance for fighting that long. It shows the ability, for holding in that long because we see, okay, he's a fruit, he's a very strong fruit, and when he need to fight against Whitebeard, he took half of Whitebeard's face off. And the fact that Akizi probably took a lot of attack from Akainu, and he probably lost two limbs. He could have died in the fight, but didn't because Akizi is like that. He's a boy. But anyways, so when we get to Marineford, Akizi did very low diff Jonju, and with Jonju was a second or third commander level. He's around that level, so he was around you're stronger than like Doflamingo at the time, Jonju, and he had the diamond their fruit. And Akuzi took an arm from him and he did load of him, so that's very impressive that he did load of a third commander with or second commander with quite ease. Sorry, no, Ace was the second commander, Marco was first commander, so Jonju was third commander, and Akizi the loader of that third commander. Then he declares with Ace at the Marineford, and Ace again is the perfect match for Akizi's Ice Devil Fruit. Declares, and don't look at Ace. Ace is a second commander. He's strong. He fought against Marco from a little bit. So, but Marineford, he really didn't done anything that special. Then when we get to the time skip, we just see Aokiji, scaring the living hell out of Doflamingo. He had to make Doflamingo run away just because of his presence alone. And is for a fact he has Kongasaki and is awakened them fruit user. Then, and Doflamingo was a third commander level, like around the third, second level commander, and he to put Luffy to his limit, and Luffy have to use Gear 4th Bounce Man to be able to defeat Doflamingo. Then later on, we have seen, where Aki's snakes, big feet, that took quite a long time to take to, get there because that was Punk Hazard. Then we get to Egget Island where we seen Aki's his base feat of all time. And in Egget Island, when so Blackbeard's kidnap Kobe, and Kobe is like a prisoner on the island, and God went to go save Kobe. So later on, we have seen Aokiji was also on the island, and God have to defeat Aokiji to gate Kobe. And that fight was a very sad fight because both of them they were mentor and student relationship, and Aokiji look up to God, God treated Aokiji like a son, like a marine son, and those two was boxing. They were straight boxing. But if you remember earlier when I say I believe Aokiji is a awakened Death user, Aokiji didn't use any awakened attack on Gob, and Gob was using advanced Konkasaki. And Aokiji could keep up with Gob with what we have seen. Aokiji was using Almond Hockey while Gob was probably using like advanced Konkasaki mixed with Rio. That's what I can, pick up. But Aokiji was using Almond Hockey. And he didn't use any of his awakened Deadfoot attack. But at the end of the day, Aokiji did defeated Gob without awakened Deadfoot move, without, using Konkasaki, what I've seen. But the thing is, Aokiji did have a little bit of help from Sirio and other Blackbeard like crewmates, but Aokiji did done 80 to like 90% of the work. So you have to give it to Aokiji the fact that he was putting it like he was working hard to put God down, but Aokiji was not going for the fun kill. Aokiji wasn't killing like wasn't like going to kill God. He was trying to take God down without real big injury because that's what I can see and that's my theory that Gob then like Aokiji didn't go for the kill and Gob was also holding back in his own right, but Aokiji was also holding back. So that's Aokiji's like all of his feats that we have seen from him, and he did defeat Gob. He did, and can make a whole island froze. He is a possibly he is awakened the producer, and he took Gob to his limit. Even though he's an old Gob, but still, it's still Gob, the first of the Marine, the hero of the Marine. So that's Aokiji's, side. Now it's time to go to Kizaru's side, and now is to see all of Kizaru's feats. Now the first thing that we can go over, Kizaru have to be his tail fruit. So Kizaru have the light fruit and his logo type, and Kizaru having the light fruit. We are the One Piece community have been saying, and I have also been saying, he might be light speed because he can shoot lasers. He can create like a clone of himself, but in light version. So he have to be light speed. It just makes sense, man. Just anime knowledge, but Kizaru, the first time we have seen Kizaru was in Sabodi when Kizaru did ride on a cannon with ease. Like Kizaru was probably faster than the cannonball, but he decided to go on the cannonball anyways because he's like that, he's built like that, and needed to destroy the tough was in a racing all the 13. I don't know how many of are there, but Kizaru did destroy every pirate he has seen. It doesn't matter who or what you are. If you're a pirate, cast the smoke because he'll put you down because that's what he done to a lot of the pirates on Sabodi. He just put all of them down like that. Luffy wasn't, especially Luffy wasn't free of getting his hands. Zoro was getting his hands. Everyone was getting his hands until Rayleigh have to show up and defend and have to attack Kizaru to distract everyone else to leave. And that what happened. And Kizaru was keeping up with Rayleigh. And by the way, this Rayleigh is an old version of Rayleigh. And this Rayleigh is an old version, but still, he's still Rayleigh. He's still a Dawkins Rayleigh. This is still the right hand man to Rosa. This is still the same right hand man that helped Rosa to risk lifestyle to become king of pie. He's the pie king right hand man. So really, he's a very powerful swordman, by the way, and very powerful hockey master because he could have been the one that taught Sengs how to use a sword. He could possibly be the one to help um, um, Sengs to use hockey. And we have seen really at Agate Island where really the scale of Blackbeard just based off the fact that Blackbeard knows all of the stories of Rayleigh, and Blackbeard leave because he was scared of the Rayleigh that he have heard about, and he was not, you know, oh crap, like Rayleigh will kill me, but Blackbeard did feel okay. If I fought this guy, I might win, but I don't know where or how old like it took away like how old is really that he's so weak now because Blackbeard is a smart man. So Blackbeard could be like thinking, hey, this is Dawkins really. I've heard a lot of stories about him. But the thing is, he's old now. And he don't want to take, the opportunity or a big risk to try to defeat Rayleigh. But he knows really, story. He knows what he's really made of. He knows everything about Rayleigh. He heard about stories about Rayleigh, and he don't want to risk it. And the fact that Nag Kizaru was fine to fight that Rayleigh. And by the way, Rayleigh the Hughes conquers hockey to scare off everyone, and especially Blackbeard. So Kizaru was keeping up with a Rayleigh that was that Blackbeard was scared of, and Kizaru was holding his own. And even though Kizaru the left, he was boxing against Rayleigh. He didn't run away like Blackbeard. So you have to give respect to Rayleigh at that moment. But then at the Marineford, he was fighting Marco. And for some reason, most of the time, Kizaru was fighting Marco for some reason. And it seemed like those two are kind of on equal like, playing field. But Kizaru is much more stronger than Marco because we have seen Marco in one of the fight against King and Queen at the same time. But Kizaru have a better feat than that. But anyways, in that Marco, you must remember Marco was after after Marineford. Marco was very confident to face Blackbeard, and by the way, Blackbeard just got into the fruit, and he was probably a younker at this point, and Marco still had the balls to face that Blackbeard with a 2-day fruit and a younker with a younger crew, and most of his crew was from Impact down level 6 high level criminal, and Marco was so confident that he started another war against Blackbeard. So it shows how confident Marco really is. And Kizu was fighting against that Marco, the same Marco that probably fought against Blackbeard, the same Marco that fought against and could keep up against King and Queen. And Kizu was keeping up with that Marco. Then later, Ben Beckman, there's a lot of things that say about this scene where Ben Beckman to stop Kizu. People is saying Ben Beckman got Kizu scared. Kizu was scared of Ben Beckman, but the thing is, we must remember his personality. His personality is goofy. He's unclear judgment. He's like unclear. He doesn't like we can't like predict his movement. He's so unpredictable, and the fact that he just stopped when Beckman's scared. A lot of the One Piece community saying Ben Beckman solo Kizu just because of that scene. But what I think is we know that Marines contact any Yonko allies or crewmate because if they do that, they might start a war. And the Marines was fighting Blackbeard. That was a big war. And now Ben Beckman, a Yonko right hand man, is in front of you. And he is not going to attack Kizaru unless Kizaru do something to Ben Beckman. Then Ben Beckman would do a attacking back. But the thing is, we know that Marines contact any allies or crewmates of a Yonko, and Beckman is part of a Yonko crew. So I think Kizaru, being smart, he don't want to attack Ben Beckman because that could lead into another war, and they just came out of a war. They just they were currently in a big war, so they don't want to face another Yonko that is very fresh, and the Marines were looking down and looking bad at that point. So that's the thing. Then when we go to his Like other stuff, we have heard that Kizaru was in Agate Island, Kizaru was in Agate Island, and Kizaru to fight against Luffy. And Luffy was in Gear 5. Luffy was a more experienced version of of the version that Luffy to fought against Kaido. And Luffy to fought against Kaido. And Luffy to face against Rob Lucy in Gear 5. So he's more experienced with Gear 5. And Kizaru was fighting against a more experienced Luffy with Gear 5. And those two was boxing. And Kizaru and Luffy to knock each other out. But the thing is, actually, what I can remember, Luffy the first knockout Kizaru. Then Luffy also got knocked out because he was, hungry and he was tired. So Luffy actually beat Kizaru. But the thing is, I believe Kizaru was holding back because the reason why he was there is to kill Dr. Vegapunk, and Dr. Vegapunk and Kizaru are very good friends. They're very close, and I don't think Kizaru wanted to kill his best friend, Dr. Vegapunk, and he was holding back because he didn't use any awaken attack, and because if Aokiji and Ake Inu are awakened, I believe Kizaru is also awakened because Kizaru have been in the Marines for a longer time than both of them, and Kizaru probably got his death fruit before both of them. So, and Kizaru is an animal and he should be awakened user because Law and Kid is awakened, and Kizaru is and the other three animals are more experienced with the death fruit than Law and Kid and Luffy. So I believe Kizu didn't use any of his awakened tech because he was holding back because he don't kill, Dr. Vegapunk. And then after that, he really done nothing after that, and that's all of Kizuru's feat. He does have hockey, but he didn't show any like good hockey and other stuff. But that's everything from Kizuru's side. Now it's time to put those two characters in the battle to see who come out victorious. Make me be very quick with this, and because this is a very long video, 17 minutes long, make me quick go through all of what I just say and try to, put them together to decide who would win because both of the skaters quite similar in all their feats because Kizaru and Aokiji the fought two old heads that was very powerful in the prime and was around Whitebeard and Rosa level, and that's been really for Kizaru and that was being Gob for Aokiji, and both of them was on back during the fight, not using any awakening attack, and Kizaru the fought, you know, really, but that wasn't a really serious fight. But Kizaru as he fight a Yonko, even though he lost a fight, he was holding back during that fight. And the same thing with Okizi. He didn't as he fought, you know, a like a Yonko, but he actually fought a Yonko crew by himself, and that was before he joined Blackbeard because Blackbeard find Akizi in a place, his crew to find him in a place. They try to steal Akizi's fruit, but then Akizi turned everyone into ice, and Blackbeard have to calm him down. And then someone that says something very stupid, then Akizi want to fight the whole crew by himself. He has so much confidence that he want to fight a whole crew of a Yonko by himself. Kizu just fought Luffy, but Akizi was prepared to fight a whole Yonko crew by himself. And then in Marineford, they didn't really done anything. But Akizi also fought like an Inu for 7 days straight, and that shows the ability. And that doesn't show Kizaru the ability because in endurance because Kizaru was very tired of the fight against Luffy, and he as he took a break from the rest of the arc, he really done nothing after that, and he was dead tired. He like so that so Aokiji got better endurance than and than the Kizaru, and that's why I'm going to say Aokiji would win just because Aokiji shows to have a better endurance, and plus he was the rival to Akainu, not Kizaru, and Akainu is stronger than Kizaru because he's a fleet animal, and Aokiji and Akainu they're rivals, not Akainu and Kizaru. So that is my peanut of this. If Kizaru and if Kizaru and Aokiji fought right now, I think Aokiji would win, and that's my hot. That's not a hot take because my take is not hot take. Is always a take. Is always true. So that's the video. I hope you guys like the video. I hope you guys subscribe and Aokiji the one this Dave battle. So like the video, subscribe. Goodbye.